Show us your tips. Weekend preview, Daggy and Beaver with you to look towards Eagle Farm. A couple of Group 1s on there tomorrow, as well as Sandown. We've got Beaver's Breakfast Brigade in the background there. All happening. What's happening, mate?
Oh, yeah, Cal's up and about, so sorry about that, lads. But yeah, no, it's all good here, mates. Another big day of racing.
Just quickly, milestone for us during the week, 250 shows, the midweek show, plus a few pilots before that. So well done, mate, for making it this long. There was probably about 240 odd winners in there too, which is nice.
250 shows, eh? Only 240, you reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon you might need to add a zero on that, mate. But anyway, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
We roll on.
Yeah, so 3 years down, keep going. We've got Eagle Farm to look at tomorrow. Pretty good card again, as has been the case for most of the for the Queensland Carnival. We're at Eagle Farm. Rails in the true, soft at the moment. Weather looks all right, so typical winter, good track there. We're kicking off with a benchmark 78 over the mile. Standard fare to start these days. The last month or so, what have you found in the first?
Yeah, look, this is a real tricky way to start the day here. Bit of mix and match form here. Couple of with few wins under the belt. Couple of sort of showing some capability to win a race soon. Look, I've gone for Swanston around the $9 mark. It's a pretty tricky race, but it's been there and thereabouts of late. It was a good run last start. I mean, a lot of these form lines are coming through each other anyway. I think the step up to 1600 will suit. A couple of starts back ran a really nice second behind Opacity. Yeah, look, I think he can run well. Obviously, hard to get a gauge on the favourite here. It's been going okay in some group company. This is the easiest race it's had for a while, and it is in with a lightweight. So you've got to probably have it in as a danger.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I actually spent a bit of time interrogating Swanston. I didn't put it on top, but interesting you found it. I've got the Drover on top. I think it's going pretty well this prep. Just missed last time out, drawn for the Supers one run early in the day. And I think I like the way it's finished. Pretty much every run this start does need to get in front at the finish line. I had the main danger as Kinetic, who's had two sort of PRs to win the last two, but probably gets the same run here. Gets a good run, and I think it's going pretty well. And like you, Swanston next best. I didn't know what to do with Yusuke. It was just a run in that. I know it was a stronger race, but it was just a run.
That's exactly what I was alluding to.
Yeah. The second is a 1400 metre Class 6, and I'm with the favourite here. I think Antino's flying this prep has come back in as good a order as it went out, and it looks like a nice race for it. This isn't the strongest of affairs. On top from me, I had the danger as Sir Lemur. Comes through the Dark Jewel at Scone, and it wasn't bad there. Trucking through the line. This is a little bit of a weaker race, and goes G Buckley to Nash, and he's 2 from 3 third up, which it now is. I think this might be a bit of a goal and around the double figures. A worthwhile play, and further back to Nod of the Head, who had a decent enough run first up in Queensland. Now gets Opie Boston on board, and if you're looking for one for exotics, is a reasonable price. Other bits and pieces here, but that's why I've seen it, Beaver.
Yeah, no, I've landed on Manhood. Been ultra consistent this time in, and that was a really good win last start. Took a while to warm up, and it wore down Typhon Tabby, who's no slouch, and so I thought that was a really, really impressive win. And I think the 1400 metres here suits. I think it won with something in hand there. Obviously, Antino is flying, but steps up to 61.5 here, gate 14, and the 1400 metres. Look, it's going to have a little bit of luck here. It's up 3 kilos. Maybe it can, but I just thought Manhood from gate 3 might get the better run at $5 compared to $2.50 is the better way to go.
No, fair enough too. First of the group races, Group 2 Premier's Cup, 2,400 metres is up next. And I am going to stick with Kalapour here. Blake Shin jumps on board. I'm ignoring that 4-horse race. That was just a jiggy jog trial. It's come out and shown its proper form since. I think it gets a nice run here. Swoops has a nice turn of foot, and there's not a lot else here. I had the Dangerous Fancy Man, who comes down from, or comes up from the race chasing White Marlin last time out about 6 weeks back. Had a tick over trial since, was pretty good there. Sat outside lead in that race and still stuck on pretty well. And this is a drop in grade from White Marlin and Right You Are. Might even jump straight in the back of Serpentine and get a nice run. So around a double figure mark, I think it has the most upside here. I'm just forgetting Serpentine because, like I said, added Christmas its last time out. What do you make of it?
I made exactly the same with you. Going Kalapour here. Yeah, I think you're right. I wasn't so sure last start, but you proved correct. The four horse race, you can just put a line through. It's a good little win last start. All credit, and so I think you can back it up here. The wider draw's okay. Can hook to the outside. Yep, Serpentine. You're right, and maybe Fancy Man being third up is the one that could be the knockout.
Excellent. Another group race is the Lord Mayor's Cup, 1,800 metres. This time we've got a field. They've assembled a field full of horses that haven't won in 2 years. Most of these. Which one's going to win today?
Most of them are dead to me, but yeah, look, I've gone with the import now of the Freedman camp that ran in the Cup without a fight. Gate 16 is a bit of a concern, but look, it wasn't. It had some good form overseas before coming here. The run in the that ran in the Melbourne Cup, and then has tried okay at Randwick since. Could be well skilled for a first up tilt, and $7 in this field I think's okay.
I agree. I've got two chances. Without a fight, you've covered. It started nearly single. I think it's about $10 in the Melbourne Cup. So had an opinion of it. Lightly raced. Probably wanted to see. It wasn't a complete blowaway trial, but it worked through the line quite well once it was revved up. So if it's got any upside here, it should be very competitive. And I might be a bit mad, but I'm actually going to go with Big Boy Roy as the other chance. I thought it trialled quite well going to that race, hit the front early, and returned pretty well. And Nash now jumps on in a race where it's probably going to lead. There's not a great deal of pace here. But as I said, most of these had their last win in 2021. So perhaps being in front isn't a bad thing. Next best character at least did win last time out, but is not far away from just being another number that goes around as well. The fifth is the Fred Best Classic, 1,400 metres. Another group race here. Your mate Yellow Brick's back, but I'm going to take it on here. I'm going to stick with Hawaii 5-0. Dominant winner down at Hawkesbury. Absolutely flew then and put away a pretty good field. And I think it can keep going then. It's only just come into the Waterhouse yard the start before. Nash sticks, and I think there's going to be upside from that run and going to be with it. From Yellow Brick, who gets control, that was a good win. But we haven't seen any form out of that race. The horse that chased it went back to Bunker Hunt, went back and couldn't get the job done in a benchmark 64. So we'll see if that form does hold up, but it did win, so it does have some ability. We'll see how it goes. And next best for me were the two Godolphin runners, Sandpaper and Atmosphere. What do you think?
No, I'm going to stick with Yellow Brick. I think it is the best horse in this race, and its first up run, yes, maybe question mark about the form, but it sat 3 wide and still won and still hit the line hard, and that was pretty impressive for me. I think it would have taken a lot out of that. Second up here gets a better draw at 7, and I think that suggests to me that it can won't be far off winning again. Yeah, you're right. Hawaii 5-0 was good last start, but it was Hawkesbury. So they can jump out of the ground, and that may have been its run for this prep. And I thought Larrikin Road finished off really well last start. So if it's, it flies. So if they go a little bit too quick and there's a swooper, it could be it.
We've both left out Zoo Tiger, who I thought we might have both have had a better opinion of, but that trial since wasn't great, and out from that gate with J-Mac at the moment. Leave me out for now. The 6 is Group 2 for the 2-year-olds out to 1,400 metres. Nice big field here. Who have you found?
Yeah, good race.
Yeah.
Tricky little race here, and we've got Sire, who's going great at the moment, the New Zealander that's over, but I've come up with number 2, Chrysor. really liked the way it resumed at Gosford there. I thought that was a really impressive win. Um, yeah, just sat back in the field there and really let down with an impressive turn of foot. So I think from the one gate's okay. I think you can sit behind the pace here if it gets a crack at them. I think it's a really, really good chance here. So I've got it on top. What do you think?
I've gone with the stablemate. I'm sticking with Armed Forces. I feel like 1400 metres suits. Did hit the front early as well here. Swoopers Gate and double figures. I feel like it's going to be ready and prime for the JJ Atkins in a couple of weeks. But now third up, I think this is go time 1400 metres. And at the double figures, happy to play with it. I would have had Chrysor earlier. That was a big win last time, but gate one, don't know where it gets to. Does have Nash, so I imagine he'll just try and plonk straight somewhere close to leaders back, but is mapped a bit further back in a lot of places. And I'm scared of Solidify, who has had 3 very good runs, albeit on wet, but does hit the line very well and looks a scary prospect. Z is on the quick backup, next best. But good race. I think there's some strong 2-year-olds in this field. First of the Group 1s is the 2400 metre Queensland Derby. Kovalica, $1.60. No doubts about it?
You might get $1.70 at the moment, but it's close enough. Look, always a few doubts about these horses, but Jesus, going well. That was a good run last start. It got stuck on the fence. It wasn't the better part of the going, but still finished off up there and only a length or so off them in the Group 1 Doomben Cup. If it's taken no ill effects from that, which it doesn't appear it has, should take care of these.
I've got on top. You have to. The form line's pretty irresistible, and as you said, probably didn't even have the greatest of luck right throughout. So on top, but I'll probably spend a little bit too long talking about some other chances for the sake of it. I think there's once you get out these 2400 metres, you've got to give some of these chances. Special Sway Nash jumps on, which is a bit unfortunate because the ride probably won the race last time out, but showed some real good staying promise there where it took off early, sustained a real long run and stuck through the line. I do have it as a danger. I think Fame, who comes up for Peter Moody in his 20s, it's 2 trips out past 1800 metres. It's won by about a combined 10 lengths or so. I think it's got plenty of upside. And some of these Kiwis that didn't have a lot of luck behind Special Sway, I think the chances, I'll throw them into a quaddie. But we'll see what price we get about Kovalica on the day. As I said, perhaps I've overthought that and the favourite might just bolt in. Another good race, 1300 metre Wait for Age is up next with the Kingsford Smith Cup. And I'm going to stick with my mate Valana here. It was a bit of a non-event last time out. It was on the inside. Once the field fanned, it just got held up slightly and spat at the back and put away. It wasn't knocked around here. We know at its best it can run very well. Nash is on, and I think is a live chance around the $8 mark there. And the more I did this race, the more it might be gone, but I kept coming back to Eduardo as a chance here. It's going to get control. It's going to be a big training effort from Joe Pride to do it, but it's going to lead. It is the A grader, albeit an old one, dropping back to a B plus grade Group 1. And does have a couple of wins over 1300. It might want it wet and a little bit softer, but I think I might have something on to find out. And interesting runner down the bottom here, Shalo, who randomly popped up in January in Queensland, absolutely bolted in. We know its best form is Group 1 level down south and at 20s as well. Won a few quaddies and probably a winning chance if the swoopers are really in play. Good race. A lot of your favourites are here, Beaver. Which one are you going to put a circle around?
Yeah, geez, you've talked up Eduardo there. I just can't see it.
And that's fair enough too. The horse might be gone.
Yeah, 1300 is not. It's getting out beyond its best when it was at its best. I know it's won over the distance before, but not for some time. And I don't know. The old legs can take it that far. I still think this has got enough quality in it to test that. I've stuck with Think About It. It's just the horse on the way up here. I think, it just keeps stepping up in grade. That was an outstanding first up win at Gosford. Was unsuitable track, had the big weight, um, and just come round and was doing his best work on the line. It had plenty in hand, and looks like it was set perfectly for this. I've got it on top. I think it's going to be super hard to beat. The main danger I had is Rockfire.
Yeah.
It was outstanding last start as well. Loves these tracks. Good perfect distance for it, and he's back in form. It'll run a big race as well. And if you're tipping that King of Sparta, they're the three courses in this race that are on the way up or showing form in these fields as well. I've got them on top.
Yeah, cool. The only knock I had on Rossfire was you know, I want to see him put 3 in a row. You know, he's had his issues over the years, but definitely scared of it. Definitely goes into a quaddie. The last is the Helen Coghlan, over 1,200 metres, more black type for the girls. Hay finishing off in a tricky field.
Yeah, another tricky field with plenty of chances here. Good little race. I've settled on Roots.
Me too, but go on.
There you go. Can put a line through last start. It was the heavy track there, which just didn't suit. Go back to the 8 lengths behind its issue, but beat it comfortably the start before in the Group 2, Emancipation. So, look, I think you can put a line through that. This is its perfect distance here. It's 1-3 from 4 at this distance. Can handle a little bit of sting out of the ground. Right draw. It can finish off well, and it's going to be super, super hard to beat in this field. I'm surprised you can get $10 when I look at some of the horses that are shorter in the market, given its form. So I've got it on top. And then there's plenty of other chances. Sneaky 5, I think, can run a good race. Now it's third up. I think it's ready to run well. And yeah, that's the way I see it. What about you?
Yeah, same. I thought it just stood out here. I gravitated to it, like you said. Just forget the last one. It's had a tick over trial since. Pops up here fresh at its pet distance. Gets a dry track. Gets Opie Bosson, and it's double figures. Fantastic. Great way to finish a day for me. All over it for everything you've said. I think Hellfest can improve with a better run second up. And Extremist was a pretty good run last time out. It is the one they're going to have to get past late in the day. So very happy to finish a day with Roots. Good luck to the Yulong team who have promised a successor after just spending nearly 40 million on mares. Hopefully one of them wins for them. How are we going to do? What have I got next? The quaddie. Tricky day for a quaddie, but we're going to see how we go. We're going to go first leg 2 Chrysaor, 7 Armed Forces, 9 Solidify, 12 The King, and 15 Zia. Next leg 1 Kovalika, if you want to take that one out. More power to you. If you want to go a bit wider, 4 Promises Kept coming through the Adelaide run. 8 Special Sway, 11 Arby, 12 Cut on a Dime, and 14 Fame. Next leg, 1 Eduardo, 3 Pauliele, 4 Wrathfire, 5 Valana, 11 Think About It, and 17 Shalo. And we'll skinny up in the last and come home with 2 Roots, 5 Hellfest, and 10 Extremist. For progretracing.com.au, best bet of the day is race 3, number 4, Kalapour. But if Nashuilla has a good day, I'll be winning because I feel like I've tipped him in every race. And my value, race 10, number 2, Roots. Are you going to do the same?
I'm going to have Roots as my value, yes, interestingly enough. So 1 for the punters there. And my best comes up in race 5, number 2, Yellow Brick.
Beautiful. We head down south where Sandown Hillside is in action. Some drizzle around today, so the track is currently soft. We'll probably get to a winter sort of dead to good track with a bit of cut out of it. Rails in the true. And we're kicking off again with the babies over the 1,000 metres. How are we starting the day here?
Yeah, look, hard to get a line on some of these. A lot of first starters here. I've gone for number 9, Buy Me a Birkin. Thought its trials were pretty good, winning a barrier trial fairly comfortably there at Werribee. Yeah, I think that's on top. Keen to see how it runs first up. And yeah, just look for market moves is the main thing there.
I've gone for number 9, Buy Me a Birkin. These trials are pretty good, albeit on the wet, but I thought it trucked through the line very well, and they're still getting an each-way price. On top for me from Here Comes the Star, who has the track and distance set up and was good enough in that race. And I think Acapella Moon can improve coming back from black type grade there at a price. But starting the day in the same way. We've got the 3-year-old fillies up next, another 1,000-metre race, benchmark 78. And I'm sticking with one off the track and distance win again, End Journey. I thought that was a fairly soft win last time out. I think it gets a similar run. Just found the top there, cruised around and won as it liked. Claim for Matty Lloyd, jumped straight to the front and gives you a great sight. A spewing, I missed Bubble Palace first up because the horse I had an opinion of, but went out wide and won. Resuming can do similar here. And Entremont's a little trier who did some decent stuff, albeit at midweek grade last time. And both trials were quite good. So one that perhaps the market's missed. What do you like here?
Yeah, no, I've gone for Great Mama, the lightly race one from the Freedman stable. Had the one started, won its maiden pretty comfortably at Stony Creek, then was put out and came back and won really well by nearly 3 lengths, led all the way at Cranbourne. I think this horse looks like it's got a bit of ability. Had some issues when first in work, so it had about a year and a half off before that Stony Creek run, and then was put out again and given this 3-month spell. So I think they might have a bit of an opinion of this horse. Gets the 3-kilo claim. I've never heard of the jockey. W Pin. So there's one for you. Don't even know if it's had it right before. So that's a slight little bit of a concern, but maybe it's just hold on and keep going. But it is only 1,000-metre here. So I think he can run well. The other one I thought just down that keep an eye on is Braconi, number 11. Mar Eustace stable, one first up, draw on the inside, about 20 to 1 there. So keep an eye on it. But so I played the second.
Cool. We're out to the mile, another 78 level race up next. What's caught your eye?
Yeah, pretty keen here on the top weight, Good and Proper. I think it gets its race here to break through. I thought the price is pretty good. It's been very consistent. These 3 races in, it was a good third last start behind a fairly decent horse in Party for One. I've got a bit of an opinion of it. I thought that was good. 1,600 suits. Prior to that one, beating Mega Mia at Sandown. It's got good form at this track and is pretty consistent horse. 3-kilo claim, gets in well. Hardest to beat. Keep an eye on number 6, Frigid.
Just on Frigid, John Lake Jr. got Senelli's Bob Peters horses, the pink colours. Has he ever trained a winner? Do you ever see him win?
Not very often.
And some of them are decent horses. Anyway.
Yeah.
God bless him.
It's a bit interesting, but you'll get a bit of a guide pretty soon as to if you can train a winner, because some of these are coming here and, yeah, they need to do something.
It'll win now, I've said that. But anyway, I've got Good and Proper on top. I think that it's flying this prep, and that race it comes through the Party for One and even the horse around second would both lap these. Fortunate Kiss. So, yeah, finds it race. Good barrier. Laura Lafferty's riding well at the moment. I agree. It's still a nice price. Clearly on top. One that resumed that's come back, has trialled okay. Had the tick over since. Came through perhaps some of the weakest form we've seen last prep, but was competitive and all of it was picture none. Joe McNeil gets on, and around $12 might be another one to think about. The fourth is a benchmark 78, 1,300 metres, where the two I'm most keen on are both coming off long spells here, but have come back, I think, in reasonable order. Skywolf has trialled well. 3 trials for this. Its last one was fantastic. Flies here at the track, and you're getting a double-figure price with Joe McNeil on what should be a swooper's run from Giacone, but I'm going to probably cover Hello Broadcast for my own sanity after Vongole last week. Next best, maybe I've overthought this, and maybe Sandy Prince is a great price and is the one that's actually up and going. But that's why I've seen it. What are you thinking?
Sandy Prince is a great price, I think. This type of form stands up this time of the year. It had 3 seconds, and you're probably going, is it going to win a race? But that was all in fairly decent company. Then it came out and absolutely put them away on a heavy track at Warrnambool. I think it's flying. It's going really well. Look, it'll carry the weight. It gets a 2 kilo claim, which I think helps. Gate 2 gets set up for the perfect run. $8 in this field for a horse that's up and going. I'm happy to stick with that at this time of year and think it can run a huge race. The one I am keeping a close eye on and won't let get under my guard is number 11, Tasman Park Regime.
Yeah.
Unfortunate the barrier draw, but this horse, it's only had the 4 starts, 1-3, and it's a horse on the way up. And all of those runs were pretty good. And I think it's certainly a horse, don't let it get under your guard.
The mile is up next. Mile handicap. What have you found here?
Yeah, tricky race here. I got down to 2. I stuck with Dashing. It's going fantastic again this time in. Gets the 3 kilo claim, drawn well, and I think it can run a huge race. So I've got it on top, but scared of the 3 Euphoric. Again, both runs this time in have been really, really good. Big Private Jumbo at Flemington last start. Looks like a horse that has some potential. And so, yeah, it's certainly saving on it, but they're the 2 I come down to.
I'm with Euphoric. I like what it's done both runs. I think it's a real line chaser, and both those wins had plenty of merit. So sticking with it to make it the 3-peat. I know it's been a bit of a gunner, but Ardzino trialled really well again. It comes back here. If the penny has dropped, I think it's a nice horse. So perhaps Hillside, a bit weaker stuff to what it's been through, can be the danger here. I thought I'd find Dashing, but I feel like that race it was held back from last week was a better race for it. I just don't know how it sort of fits here, but I might have invented all that narrative there. The quaddie kicks off with the Bella Spree, black type over 1,000 metres. I'm going to stick with the favourite, Katsu. 2 very impressive wins coming back. Hits a pretty average listed race here where there's only one danger, and that's Invincible Caviar. So I think it's slightly better, but this will be the prep for Invincible Caviar. Did good things last time. Trials were good. Gets Linda Meach well along just behind Starry Legend, but sticking with the fave, Beaver.
Same here, Matt. I think you got it in 2, and I'm going to play exactly the same way. Katsu clearly on top for me here, and under one danger.
1,400 metres up next, benchmark 84, wide open field. Again, a lot of your old mates. Which one's going to win, though?
Yeah, I'm sticking with He's Our Bonneville. I think, there was a lot to like about that first up run. Really hit the line hard. I think this gets out to the 1,400 suits here. He's got the right draw, handles these types of track and conditions, and has a good job on board. I think this is a very suitable race, and it's going to be hard to beat. On top for me.
Me too. It's on top. Flashing light run in the lead up. Second up, Ollie jumps on. Hillside Swooper on top, and I'll go with the stablemate as danger. Pesquero resumed same race and hit the line just as well. So I think they're the 2. Chief Altony and Vongole will go into any quaddie I put together on the day. Wasn't a bad run actually, Chief Altony first up, but we move on. The mile benchmark 84 is next, and I'm sticking with, well, there's 3 horses I'll try and cover in an open race. That would be Unusual Culture, who absolute track specialist on both of these. Doesn't seem to leave it. Is $10 again, and keeps winning here. So I can't let it go around again from the inside gate with Carleen on top. It's going to be my best result in the race. French Emperor, great resumption. Thought would run well behind Altivo, and it did. Now second up in the game here, and Braden Starr, who resumed fantastically. Second up, Ollie again has to run well.
Yeah, look, 6 definite chances here. The six that are in the market, I think they're the ones that will fight this out. I've stuck with British Columbia. I know the other things sort of second up here, but on the line it was not making any more ground. British Columbia was going as good as anything, so I think that was a really good pointer, and I'm just surprised that they're not closer in the market. I know the other one does have a little bit of a weight pool here, and that may be the reason. But again, up and going, fully wound up, fit as it can run really well, and I'm got it on top. You're right. I think Unusual Culture, it just keeps improving and just running great races. So you can't let it under your guard. But yeah, you can make a claim for any of these top six. Braden Star, French Emperor was good first up. Green Fly will improve, and Aradante is not the worst.
We're going to wrap up with an 1,800 metre benchmark 100. Two at the top of the market are going to be very hard to beat. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to go Pinstriped. I've been on it the last two, and I backed Gutterstock last start as well. But I just think Pinstripe's killing it at the moment.
Surely the only reason it's not favourite is the gate. I can't work out why it's not favourite. I understand.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I suspect it might come in a couple because there'll be a few. There's likely to be a couple of scratchings here. I would have thought there's already two, so it comes in one gate here. But the way it's going, with a half decent ride here, Gunstock won well first up, but you know, it was putting on its run on the line. Up to 1,800 here will suit. It's got some ability, but yeah, Pinstripe on top for me.
Me too. I think it's flying, keeps smashing the line. I'm not jumping off with it. Yes, obviously Gunstock's a danger. I've got a feeling still got a feeling it might be a wet tracker, and needs to put a couple back to back. But if you can still get the $4 Pinstripe, that is a good way to finish the day. Have you got a quaddie for us?
I do have a quaddie for us. First leg, race 6. I've got number 6, Invincible Caviar, and number 7, Katsu, going skinny there. When we get to the second leg, race 7, I've gone number 1, Chief Altamy. I've gone number 6, He's Our Bonneville, number 8, Prowling, and number 7, Pasquero. When we get to the 8th race, got a few here. I've gone number 3, Green Fly, number 5, French Emperor, number 7, Unusual Culture, number 8, British Columbia, and number 16, Braden Star. And we're going to finish off in the last race with number 1, Pinstriped, number 2, Gunstock, number 16, Secret Plan. That's it.
Okay. Best in value for progretracing.com.au.
My best comes up in race 9, number 1, Pinstriped. Pretty keen it can run well. And my value is race 4, number 3, Sandy Prince.
I'm going to make my best race 3, number 1, Good and Proper. But I did spend a lot of time thinking I'd make Pinstriped my best. So glad you're on board there. Same race as you, race 4, number 5, Skywolf. Can run well at double figures there. We're on at Randwick as well with essentially a midweek card that's been plonked on a Saturday. Do you think we've got the most interesting race is probably Tamerlane and Democracy Manifest going head to head? But was there anything that caught your eye? I to be honest, couldn't find a lot in the quick time I looked at it before the show.
Yeah, race 4, number 2, Plundering, around the $6, $7 mark. I think it can run a really good race. I also had race 6, number 19, Wrathful. Great run last start. It will run a huge race, good price. And I thought race 7, number 16, Kin. I think it's going to be hard to beat. And if I'm tossing up Democracy Manifest, I think can win the main event on the card there. They're my 4 for Randwick.
Awesome. Just one for Morphettville race. Where was I? Race. I've lost my notes now.
Morphettville, Murray Bridge.
Murray Bridge it is as well. Race 6, number 7, Outback Action can win again. Not anything else around Australia, or have we covered what we can?
Mate, I think we have covered all we can.
Perfect. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Good luck tomorrow. We will be back Wednesday morning with our midweek preview, and we'll do it all again. Check out progretracing.com.au for some articles and tips up there. We've got one up for today with a few at Cranbourne and the Ballarat in action. So check all that out, and we'll talk soon, guys. Bye.